Guess who's back? It's that girl. I know, it's been a long time. It's been like a year and a half. And I'm so sorry. But a lot of stuff has happened. And I think most of you who follow me on other social media platforms know that your girl been through some things, okay? It's been a lot, and I'm going to tell you everything. Okay, we're going to get into it. So let's see, where do I start? It's a lot. I don't even know where to start. About a year and a half ago, I guess, since the last time I've posted a video, the biggest thing that has happened since I posted a video is my house flooded. Yep, my house flooded. And, you know, interestingly, we just got through Harvey, now Irma. And, I mean, you keep pretending like climate change doesn't exist, honey, but these 500-year floods keep happening. I live in an area that, you know, is not supposed to flood. I live in a flood zone, but like has not flooded here ever. So, you know, it did not get an extreme amount of national coverage. Okay, there's little bits and pieces, people, you know, talked about it. But it was different than some of these named storms, in a way that this was like a slow burn. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like this, but it literally flooded in different parts of the city like over the course of a week and a half. I remember I worked from home. That day was a Friday. It was, you know, some concern about a storm, a heavy rainstorm coming, but not flooding. It was mind blowing. Some of these people had no clue that their homes would flood. And, you know, they called it a 500-year flood, a 1,000-year flood, because it was supposed to be one of those things like once in a lifetime. Would it ever happen? We'll never see it again. Let me tell you, if this house floods again, I'm joking, but I'm kind of serious. I'm moving to Lake Arizona. And I'm a California girl. I just can't afford to live there. But give me an earthquake any day. Any day I will take an earthquake over hurricanes and storms. So I was not prepared for this. I didn't flood until Sunday. So Friday it started to flood in North Baton Rouge. Friday it started to flood in North Baton Rouge. Saturday I was home and just was taking, honestly, advantage of a rainy day. And the the rain was coming down, and eventually I started to see the water flood or gather near my house in the four-way street, and it started to creep up and creep up and creep up and hit the sidewalk, and it was starting to creep up my driveway, and your girl was like, what is going on? The fire department came by and was like, we got sandbags, and my son was like, should we go get sandbags? I was like, go, why? Why do I need some sandbags? Are you trying to tell me something? Yes, they were. They were like, girl, your house is about to flood. That's what they was trying to tell me. I was not ready. I was like, what? What is happening? A little while later, about 10 o'clock on Saturday night, the electricity went out. But again, it had been raining and stormy, so I'm like, okay, I guess one of the power stations, whatever, went out. And the way, you know, that works, honestly, wherever the electricity grid or whatever for my house is, could have taken water, or they could have proactively disconnected it. But that doesn't always mean that, you know, my house was in danger of flooding. But, well, little did I know, obviously. I called my best friend, and she had electricity. So I went by her house, and I didn't come back home for a while. For a little while, like 9 months. I woke up to my son on Sunday morning saying, if we need to get anything out of the house, we need to go now. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Because I was like literally woken up out of my sleep. Like, son, like, what are you talking about? He had come to check on the house. Thank God he did. Took pictures and was like, this this is our street. We could not drive down the street. We could only get to the end of the street. We had to walk down and wade through the water. I have pictures and stuff that I'll insert. And yeah, so I had to wade down the street. When we got to the house, the water was literally at the door. It was at the door, honey, like this, waiting on me at the door. Really, like, what is happening? I was so not prepared. We left, came back once the water receded. Fortunately, it was not like how it is in Harvey right now, where there is like a couple of feet of water in people's homes just sitting. That could take like weeks. I've heard some estimates that some of these homes will take weeks to dry, like the water actually coming out of it. The water was out of my house when I got home, so it really did not stay in long, and I think I came back on the Tuesday maybe. So floods on Sunday. By Tuesday I was here taking an assessment. Fortunately, I'm one of the 10% or so of people that had flood insurance. Fortunately, you know, I have a government-backed mortgage, and they require that if you live in a flood zone, you have to have flood insurance. Now, at the time, when I had to sign my mortgage, I was like, why I gotta pay all this extra money for flood insurance? It don't flood right here. It was like, well, you know, the government's not playing with their money, honey. Which I understand, and I'm kind of glad they did, because that extra something that was on my mortgage payment protected me for the entire value of my home. I only got about half a foot of water in my home, foot in the garage. So, you know, a lot of things I was able to save, you know, closet, things like that, clothes. I didn't lose a ton of stuff. I did lose some stuff. Fast forward to getting my house together. It took a lot longer than I anticipated. And it was stressful. And I had intentions of like kind of vlogging it out. I thought, hey, this is content. Someone would want to be interested in this journey. But it was a lot more stressful than I anticipated. And I just wasn't in the mood, to be honest with you. I have some videos. Maybe I'll stitch them together. But I was like, Lord. I would start, and then, you know, there were some times that a week would go by and there was like no progress, or 2 weeks would go by and no progress, because it spilled over into the new year. So you think Christmas and holiday breaks and things like that, and 100,000 homes needing repairs and only so many contractors. I was fortunate enough to have a valid contractor who builds custom homes. So I got a lot of nice upgrades, and he, you know, definitely was not just throwing my stuff together. Thank God. But you can't predict resource limits, or, you know, you can't predict materials. You just can't predict those type of things. And we knew it was going to be those issues. We knew that there were going to be long waits for certain things, countertops and cabinets and doors. I mean, horror stories of people being so hurt or upset because they had to wait 2 months for doors, or, you know, just crazy things. A lot of people are still not back in their homes. I just, you know, it's insane. So I'm just fortunate that I am back in my home. It took 9 months and 1 day, to the day that I flooded, to the day that I slept in my house again. I moved back Easter weekend, and that, so that was April, and now September, honey. It's been jeez, that's a long time. But if the summer, I'm telling you, the earth is spinning faster when you get older, because time is just flying by. And so a lot is, you know, I've done a lot. I will say one of the things that helped me through that time was traveling a lot, and I'm still kind of keeping that going. But, you know, right now, listen, y'all, I'm living my best. I'm trying to live my best life. I'm trying to at least live my best life. But you know, I like to travel, and I like to have experiences. And my son is off to college. That's one other thing. Fortunately, he was already packed and ready to go off to LSU that a week. He was supposed to move on campus that Thursday, then it flooded. School was about to start. So I actually kind of pushed for him to live on campus, and I'm kind of glad he did, because that it left me one less thing to think about where he would stay. I was blessed that I have a best friend who let me take over her son's room for 9 months when it was supposed to be like a couple, like 2, 3. But that's what best friends do, because then I would do the same for her. In the in-between times, you know, I did as much as I can. I went to San Francisco for one of my friend's birthday. I took my son to DC to go to the Smithsonian Museum of African American History, which was just an amazing experience. We only got about 3 hours, and that is just not enough. It is so much, and I cannot wait to go back. If you ever have the chance to do it, you must do it. I think anybody who's gone will tell you that. I went to Miami for a friend's wedding. That was really nice. Went to LA for the FYF festival. I am a festival hopper. Myself, and one of my other good friends are music people, and so she is my road dog when it comes to going to music festivals or traveling and doing things. So a lot of times I would, you know, even if it was just going to New Orleans to hang out with her, because she's a travel nurse, so when she would come home, I would just go down to New Orleans. You know, there's French Quarter Fest, you know, things to do. I would just keep myself busy as much as I could. That's a bit of one of the things that helped me kind of get through that 9-month period. I won't pretend that there wasn't some tears and some cuss words. Okay, my contractor, we homies. Listen, we homies for life. But there were times that I'd be like, why? What is going on? You know, and I tried to be, you know, reasonable, but they were just like, why we gotta paint my house again for the 3rd time? You know, those things happen. I will tell you, I know more about, you know, renovating a home or rebuilding a home than I ever thought. I was like, maybe I should have gone into construction management, because now I know way more than I ever would have thought. But, you know, I joke that I have like I got my PhD in adulting. You know, I don't know what's more adulting than rebuilding your home after a natural disaster. It was a pretty, you know, it was pretty stressful. It was a pretty extreme experience, like, but, you know, make you stronger. Just starting to get back into the groove of things and trying to get back into my routines. I don't work out honestly, I feel like at all. I pretend like I get a day in here, a day in there, but I just went to the doctor and she made me get on the scale, and I think that was cruel to remind me that I have gained, you know, like about 10 pounds ish. I think I had heavy shoes on too, because my scale said something different, but you know, I mean, yeah, I've gained some weight. Okay, definitely not back to where I was when I first started working out about 2 years ago, but I'm not where I was at my most lean and most fit. But I do, when I work out, I do feel that, you know, I have some good muscle memory there, thank goodness. And so, you know, some of the stuff, my strength is still there. I'm just not as lean, you know. I joke that, you know, some of these muscles, my 6-pack that I was getting is just covered by donuts and, you know, Tito's. So we're gonna cut back on that. We're gonna get back. Honestly, what's crazy is people started working out, getting ready for the summer, and I tend to like get into the habit of working out in the, you know, fall and winter. So I definitely am going to get back into the groove of working out and getting back into fitness. The only other, I guess, other major thing, it's kind of really sad. Some people probably know this as well from social media, is that if you remember, I have a dog named Roxy. She would bark. You would hear her. And inevitably, if she was here right now, she'd be barking. Unfortunately, she is in doggy heaven. She went on to meet the Lord in doggy heaven. Bless her heart. She passed away this summer. and it was a very, very traumatic experience. She was killed. She was bit by a larger dog, and so she died that way, and it was very, very traumatic. Long story short, she had two bite marks, two clean, very bite marks, one in her chest and one in her side. She had seizures. She was epileptic. Didn't really know why she had seizures, but she was on medication for it, but they never really went away. So the only thing that I can imagine and think of is that she had a seizure, because I think some of them were stress related, or like, because she was an anxious dog. She was a Chihuahua Dachshund mix, so that Chihuahua side, they're very anxious dog. She was always like, I don't know what this is. I don't like it. So I think she may have had a seizure. One of the dogs went to pick her up, and they were big dogs, like mixed dogs. And, you know, by the time I got over there, she was bleeding, and I thought she was already gone. My neighbor was there to help me, bless her heart, and we tried to get her to the vet. She was a nurse, so she loves dogs and animals, and she loved Roxy, and so she was saying, like, I think I hear a heartbeat, so let's try to get her to the vet. We tried to get her to the vet, and she did not make it, and so I miss her a lot. That little girl was my every little thing. I loved her so, so, so much. She lived a very good life, though. For the time that I had her, I adopted her. And so I do think I will adopt again, but I think I'm going to wait until the new year to do it. But I do want another dog. I want to spoil another dog who needs love. And considering so many animals that have been displaced from the recent hurricanes, maybe there's a sweet dog that needs a home that I can take care of. So we have that. Just working. I'm about to go to London and Paris for my birthday. So I will take you guys along with me on that trip. That's going to be in a couple of weeks. And by the time I get back, I think we're going to take a volunteer trip down to Houston to help with the recovery there that next week that I get back. And then who knows what else will come. I'm just trying to live my best life, y'all. But I have tons of videos planned. I have tons of videos to show you guys. I have makeup. I will do, I think, just one major beauty was good video. Like, what have I been using? What's new? What's great? What do I love? What have I been, using lately, and all of that. So I have updates that that I will do, like maybe just one big beauty. This is where I'm at before I get into some individual ones. So again, if there's anything that you want to know, drop it in the comments. Any videos that you want me to do, let me know. Sure, you follow me on all the other social media platforms. If you haven't noticed, my YouTube channel is now Just Melody. Thank goodness YouTube finally gave me the ability to change my URL, my handle for YouTube. So now it's Just Melody, just like everything else. So it's Just Melody on here. It's Just Melody on Instagram. It's Just Melody on Twitter. It is Being Just Melody on Facebook, beingJustMelody.com. And then you got one little odd one over here, Snapchat, I Am Just Melody. So you can catch me there. That's where I am most active. You can find me though on those places. So follow me there. Hit me up. Let me know that you've seen the video. If you have any other suggestions and thoughts and anything else you want to tell your girl, feel free. Until the next video, I will see you guys later.